Okay, this is very exciting for us. We're actually remember the TO thing, the whole thing this is the auditorium where the team meets and everything like that.
This is where the TO experience happened?
Yeah, it is.
The punking of the team?
I mean, very comfortable. So
This is nice.
We're in very good right here. So it's fitting that we're talking about the Seahawks since we're here and enjoying these great facilities. And actually, we did the huddle today because the game Thursday is coming up, and you can go back and listen to it, of course. We got it podcasted. And part of our conversation with Dave Wyman was and Gus Bradley, too, for that matter. We're sort of talking about the defense and guys who have impressed even them, guys who maybe have stood out besides the obvious ones. And we heard from both guys the same name, and that name was Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, and that's somebody that, Wyman being the old linebacker, was focused on Wagner and how he was going to blend into this defense, and he stated from day one that he doesn't need to be a star. He just needs to fit in and function within the chemistry of the whole thing, that he doesn't have to, do any more than anybody else. And he's done exactly that. And Gus Bradley, on his own, without any prompting, was asked, all right, who stood out to you on this defense? And he said Brandon Mebane first, and then he said Wagner second. And he was talking about his speed and talking about how it's deceptive and how he's been able to really just function and making natural instinct type of plays that a lot of young guys don't make. He's been able to call and get everybody set, make the calls and get everybody set, and just it's been a remarkably seamless transition.
What's kind of ironic about it is I remember talking with Wyman during the first week, maybe second week of training camp, and he had the same thoughts about Wagner, and that they had Barrett Ruud there, and he was a veteran. His thought was, well, he doesn't seem too certain, he doesn't seem too quick, doesn't seem to be a guy who is firing off the snap, but is thinking a little bit. And Gus Bradley kind of said the same thing, and they both have talked about this incremental progress going up. And you think about the Cam Newton play, which they both brought up, where he and Earl Thomas, and I mean he's running step for step with Earl Thomas, bring down Cam Newton. And you think about one of the plays in the game last week, where on a couple of occasions showing a slow motion shot, you see him doing the thing that you only see. I mean, literally appearing out of nowhere.
Right.
And it's funny. So any kind of hesitation he had in terms of learning and stuff seemingly was part of his learning curve. And more importantly, it seems like it's over. I mean, he's a guy, you talk about making progress every week. This is a guy who's made progress every week.
Yeah, and the one thing they both said about him is he doesn't make the same mistake twice. There might be those rookie mistakes where I think Dave said sometimes you get lost in space out there. You're kind of, all right, I don't know if I should go up, go back. You get caught kind of in the middle. And you may have seen some of that in the first few games, but they both said to him, man, this is a guy, he does something once, does it wrong, doesn't happen again. He's just learning, and he's learning at a much higher pace than a lot of rookies do at a very important position.
Let's credit our man from the Real Rob Report. Baby Patrick Willis is meeting real Patrick Willis this week.